Hi, I'm Angelina DeCrow, and I'm here to talk about the Bolthouse Farms Strawberry Banana Smoothie Packaging Refresh. Okay, let me not get ahead of myself. First, let's talk about what a rebrand versus a refresh is. A rebrand is when a brand completely changes the game, and I'm talking about everything: logo, colors, packaging, social media, demographics, values, and everything in between. They all take a shift. Whereas with a refresh, it's when you take a current packaging design and you push it a little bit further, whether it's to make it more legible, more eye-catching, or even just to make it a better design. So now let's talk about Bolthouse Farms. Let's establish some things right off the bat. This is the old package, and this is the new package. As you can see, quite a bit of change has been made, so let's talk about the front first. Okay, so the first major change that they made is that they took the old bottle and they made the background pink. And this is a big deal because A, there's more contrast when the bottle is empty, and also there's just more contrast overall, bringing everything from their typography and their logo to the surface, allowing the reader to see it even if they're far away, like I am from you. The second thing that they did on the front of the package is that they made Strawberry Banana go higher up on the hierarchy by changing its typeface, adding more weight to the typeface, and also adding a text box behind it to also bring up the contrast of that text. That was a great choice because it allows the reader to read the flavor cue right off the bat, even if they miss the strawberries at the top. I know I already talked about it once, but hierarchy is super important in packaging design. So let's talk about 100% juice smoothie. On this packaging, you can barely see it because there's such low contrast. Whereas on this packaging design, they brought it up on the hierarchy by adding a white background behind the text and adding more weight to the typography, making it more legible from further away or close up, and also just bringing out more contrast in it, allowing the reader to read it. And also similarly to the pink background, it allows the text to just be more legible and stand on its own when the contents of the bottle are empty. Something that's really important to their target demographic is the fact that they don't add any sugar. So they brought that typography up higher on the hierarchy on this package as well, by taking it from the middle of this package and moving it to the top. So the first thing that the readers see when they pick it up is that there's no sugar added after they see that it's a strawberry banana smoothie from Bolthouse Farms. So this is really great because this lets their consumers know that they're not getting any extra sugar in this package specifically. Right, the last major change on the front is that they removed the serving size from the bottom of the package. They did this because A, negative space is a beautiful thing and it makes their packaging look way better on this one. But they also did it because they want you to focus on the important information on this package, and you can find it on the other side of the package as well, so it's a little bit redundant. So overall, that was a pretty neutral change. Alright, now we're finished with the front side. Let's take a look at the right side. Besides from keeping the pink background, there's also been a lot of changes on this side. The first really big change starting at the top is that they moved some of the strawberry graphics up on the bottle, creating some negative space. And this worked out great because then they were able to nest their typography in that negative space, making it more legible, giving it more contrast, and just making it more eye-catching to the reader. Another successful thing that they did is that they actually centered the nutrition facts on the new package, whereas it was left justified before on the old one. This is not only a great choice because it creates a little bit more visual interest and a little bit more balance on this side of the package, but what it also does is it gives them a little bit of extra room when packaging the bottle. This is because if for some reason the label shifts left or right at all on the package, the reader is still going to actually be able to read it and read the contents of the nutrition facts on this one, despite if it's a little off-center or not. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the body copy that resides on the right side of the nutrition facts on both the old and the new package. They didn't make a whole lot of changes to it, but they did bring up the kerning on it so it's a lot easier to read. This makes sense because A, it just makes it more legible, and B, it just gives more balance to this side of the package, and it gives more balance to the nutrition facts that is really dense right next to it. The last major change that they made to the right side of the bottle is that they took away some of the body copy on the bottom and allowed there to become some new negative space. This is great because A, it gives them room to grow in case they need to add more nutrition information at the bottom, such as more government badges or more nutrition badges, that would be a great place for that to live in. But also right now, it just gives some more balance to the new composition of the right side. All right, now let's do the back. Okay, so the first major change other than the pink background on the back side is that they've taken all of this body copy and they've shifted it down, but we'll come back to that later. On the new package, they've replaced that body text with an itemized list of benefits of drinking Bolthouse Farms smoothies versus other brands. They did this by creating a nice list and also pairing them with some icons in order to create more visual interest and also guide the reader through the package. The best change that they made on the backside is that they actually enhanced their old illustration and made it a better one. So they took the illustration off the barcode on the old one and they made it interact with the text on the new one. They made the illustration into a text box so they could take that old text and move it into there. But then they also nested some new body copy right next to the illustration to give it some more visual tension and interaction between both the illustration of the tractor and the typography. The last change that they made on the backside is that they shrunk down the barcode on the new package, and then they also added their logo and some new body copy on the new package. This is actually a great choice because if for some reason the package on the shelf gets turned around, their logo and their brand is also on the back side of the packaging along with the benefits of drinking their smoothie. So overall, I'd say that's a pretty good choice on their part. Okay, I saved the best for last because on this last side, there are so many changes and so many great ones. So let's talk more about that. I know that seems redundant, but they also kept the pink background on the new package on this side. However, on this side, it has more interactivity with what they have going on. So they created a cutout style illustration in the label in order for the consumer to see into the contents of the package. However, they made the illustration a bottle, so as the consumer drinks the bottle on the side also drains, which is a really nice and visually interesting touch. Another thing that makes the side of the package interactive is the fact that they added an ingredients list. They did this by giving each ingredient their own little text bubble and alternating sides of them, giving the package a little bit of motion and guiding the consumer throughout the package in order to read the ingredients. So overall, that was a successful change because it gives the reader a reason to read the ingredients. Another really notable change on this side of the packaging is that they made some upgrades to the typography. So let's start at the top. The top typography is actually rounded or curved in order to give more visual interest around the illustration. So that was a positive choice. But they also allow it to have more contrast with the pink background, and they've added a little bit more kerning in order for it to be more legible. As you move down into the ingredients, they've changed the typeface for the first time on this package in order for it to give a more playful and authentic feel to their ingredient list, which is also a positive change because of that. The first real negative change that I saw on this package is that they actually brought down something on the hierarchy that was really important, and that is shake well and settling as natural. And this I see as a negative change because that information seems really important for something that people are actually consuming or putting in their bodies. So I would say that bringing down the size and the weight of that body copy and bringing it lower on the hierarchy was the negative choice. Okay, that wraps up my compare and contrast of the old versus new package for the Bolthouse Strawberry Banana Smoothie. However, was this successful? I would say other than the minor details, overall this packaging refresh was pretty successful. So good job, Bolthouse Farms, it was a success. What type of marketing sister would I be if I wasn't a call to action at the end of this video? So the next time you're in the grocery store, if you see an old and a new package design right next to each other on the shelf, I want you to sit and ponder for a second if it was successful or unsuccessful. Anyway, I hope you enjoy a strawberry banana smoothie on your next grocery store visit.